What's up, guys? Mo Black here. So you're probably wondering where I've been, given the last time I was like, yeah, I don't feel that well, so I'll post a Q&A soon, maybe, and then I never posted the Q&A. I feel like the dad who leaves to get milk and never comes back. But I am back. See, I'm here. So it's okay. Well, anyway, yeah, I've just kind of been, right now, I'm in a really good mood. And I'm in a good mood because a lot of you people are, like, really nice. And I'm like, damn, if people can take their time out of their day to be nice to me, then I can at least take the time out of my day to do the thing that people pay me for. So, here I am. This Q&A was maybe supposed to be a bigger thing, but I don't feel like it. There's another version of this recorded. It's like 30 minutes long. It's like depressing and it's all like self-serious, and I like talk about politics and stuff, and it's gonna be a lot of like fancy video editing TM, but I don't really feel like that. So this is what we're doing instead. I just want to thank everyone. I got a lot of new followers on Twitter recently. I know the YouTube's been growing kind of steadily. Medium's kind of been growing steadily too. So I want to thank everyone who's stuck around and thinks what I do is worthwhile. Anyway, let's get to it. I didn't get a ton of Q&A questions. See, that's the secret. I was gonna lie and act like I got like a bunch of questions and answered them, but I only got a few. So I'll just answer the ones I got and then maybe answer some questions that people continue to ask me, but maybe should be addressed here instead. So first of all, I get too many people. They read something and they're like, I disagree with you. How do I respond to your essay or whatever? And I'm like, just write a thing. Just write a response and like send it to me. I'll read it. Like if it's good faith, if it's like a honest like critique of a thing I've done, then yeah, I'm not scary. I'm just smug. Okay. I'm not gonna eat you. Well, no, I'm not gonna eat you, I promise. My favorite anime. So here's the thing, right? I don't really consider myself like a review person. So I don't really rank anime like people do. Like a lot of people, like people on Mal, like the whole concept of Mal is like you rate all the anime you've watched like on a scale from 1 to 10, and then it's like the 10 is the best anime and the 1 is the worst anime. But like a slice of life comedy and like a 100 episode political drama aren't setting out to do the same things. So I'm not sure how you could say like one is like a 10 and the other one is like a 3 or whatever. Generally for me, it's pretty binary, right? The show is either enjoyable to me or it is not. And if it's enjoyable to me, sometimes they have like flaws. Sometimes it's like, wow, this is like an outstanding show. But like beyond that, that's like the only real like delineation that I make. That being said, I guess I can list a couple of anime that I think are like really good, and they may or may not be comparable to each other, but I just think these shows are like great. So I like Legend of Galactic Heroes, although I still have to finish it. I love Black Lagoon. I need to watch the second season. I love Toradora, and I love Nichijou. Like those are just like, that's like a good smattering of like good anime in my opinion. And the best show this season is by far just leagues and miles. It's just The God of High School. I know I just said anime aren't comparable, but also The God of High School is just so good. It's so amazing. If you're not watching it, I think Crunchyroll has it, and you know every other site of questionable legality also has it. So I would pop that in and watch it. It's so fantastic. I like my own essays enough to not regret having published them. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, they like see their older work and they cringe. I don't cringe at reading my old essays. I do cringe at hearing the sound of my own voice. I don't watch the videos more than like once or twice after. Like, I have to watch them once to make sure like the subtitles are aligned and stuff. But after that, I can't. I can't take it. It's like, ew. Yeah. If you wanted the worst essay, I think I've done is probably, and it's probably not one that a lot of you have read, which is why it's the worst one. I did an essay. It was the second essay I ever did. I had just finished the first Shield Hero essay that I did. The original one, not the one that's on YouTube. There's like one on Medium that's like, you ever just insult so hard you justify slavery. And that was like my first attempt because I had just seen the rising of the Shield Hero. And I was watching, I think DigiNet and like Best Guy Ever did like a podcast on it. They did like because it was like, Shield Hero was like the controversial show that triggered the SJWs. So they were watching it and they were like, yeah, but the show is actually good, so we'll watch every week and like find out. And they dropped it because Shield Hero is such a bad show. But anyway, in the first episode, we were talking about like how the show justifies slavery. They were like, okay, so people keep saying the show justifies slavery, and I'm like, it does what? Because I hadn't seen it yet. And they were like, but no, that's not true because, and it would give some justification. And the justification was like really bad. And I'd be like, it still sounds like the show justifies slavery. So I watched Shield Hero and I was like, this show justifies slavery. What is everyone talking about? And then I wrote an essay about it. And that's kind of what started this whole thing. So that was the first essay I did. The second one I did on Kill la Kill. Because in the essay, I had said something like, Kill la Kill actually like develops its characters in its first episode, whereas The Rising of the Shield Hero has like a really boring, long, drawn out first episode that doesn't really establish much interesting. And then so somebody in the comments was like, well, you say you like Kill la Kill, but I'm pretty sure if you watched it and you like gave it a serious look, you'd find a lot of things wrong with it, like from a political standpoint. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I had watched Kill la Kill, and I really liked Kill la Kill. So I watched Kill la Kill again. And they were right. There's like a lot of like kind of yikes stuff going on in Kill la Kill. So that was the second essay, but it's not too good because basically I was like, at the time I didn't know like BreadTube existed or anything. So I had no idea that there were like leftists who like appreciated like media criticism. And even then, a lot of people tell me there's like a void of like leftist anime critique, which is why one of the reasons why y'all are too nice to me. But yes, but I had no idea that there were leftists who actually like appreciated media criticism. So I pitched the essay to reactionaries. I was like trying to get them to understand that Kill la Kill is maybe not as progressive as they might think. And in doing so, I did a lot of things that I wouldn't do now. For example, I spent half the essay, it's like 20,000 words, and like half the essay is just recapping all of Kill la Kill in like painstaking, arduous fashion. And I wouldn't really do that anymore. I would just start talking, and then if there's some part of the show that I need to use as evidence, then I'll like give the context for that little piece of evidence and then move on. That's a lot better. I think people like that better. And the second thing is, I was just like so obsessed with this idea that like a reactionary would read it and like not think I'm a real anime fan or whatever. So I like, part of it is just like me demonstrating that I understand every last aspect of Kill la Kill, down to the second, down to like the millisecond. So there's like a lot of like superfluous information in there. There's like a lot of typos and stuff. I don't know. I'll probably do like another Kill la Kill essay that's like better, and it'll be like on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, that's the one that I'm just like, that one could have been better. I will definitely do a collab with AniFem again. In case you don't know, I'll put this in the description. So I did an essay with anime feminists about like police brutality and like LGBT issues in My Hero Academia, and I basically concluded that like the heroes are like cops, and the show is like it's like specifically conservative in the sense that it views crime as something that like essentially evil people do, and not something caused by socioeconomic factors that are like created by the very real inequalities that we see in the show. And working with anime feminists on that essay was like it was such a wonderful experience. The only thing that's the trouble with me working with Anifem is not on Anifem's part, but it's on my part, because I just tend to like, I went on a whole like rambly spree about Kill la Kill just now, right? I tend to like write a lot. Like when I write, it's like a lot of words, and Anifem is like 2K-ish is usually their limit. They were really nice to me because I like pitched them an essay that was 3,500 words, and they were like, cut it down to at least under 3K and then we'll publish it. So they were nice to me specifically and accommodating. But the next time I pitch to Anifem, I want to pitch them an idea that I'm absolutely certain I can just like bang out in like 1.5K words, like max. So it has to be something like interesting, because I don't want to write something that people have just like written about before, but just it has to be like short, sweet, to the point. This show does this feminist thing. Blah. Right. And so I need to like find an essay like that. So when I do, I will pitch to them again, and hopefully they'll say yes, and hopefully we'll get more like polished kind of Anifem essays, which is great. I should probably do more writing advice, especially, and short stories, because those actually pay money. Not a lot of money, but they pay more than YouTube, which pays zero because I don't have the watch hours or the subscribers necessary. But that's okay. Where has my time gone? Twitter. Oh my god, I need to fucking get off Twitter. It's such a... But no, I like Twitter because I get to interact with people. Sometimes I think it's very fun. Sometimes like the bigger accounts will give me attention, and I'll be like, yes. They liked my tweet. Yes. That's kind of depressing. But yeah, if you want to interact with me more directly, then I would certainly recommend like following me on Twitter. That'll be in the description as well. Aside from that, I also have like a job. It's okay. It's like a data science kind of job that I'm doing for my university. And yeah, so that takes away some of my time, but like not a lot. I also I picked up a quarantine hobby. I'm like into retro handhelds and consoles and stuff, and so I've been trying to make a ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald, because I had this idea when I was like finishing university last term. Like we were like all doing remote learning or whatever the fuck, and I was like, what if I did Pokemon Emerald again? Is that possible? And then I found a YouTube playlist of like the basics of Pokemon ROM hacking, and I was like, I can do this. And then I started doing it, and it was pretty easy. And it was like, okay, it's pretty easy. And then I was like, okay, but I want like some more advanced features. And then somehow I got into this whole rabbit hole, and now I'm like, I know more about Pokemon ROM hacking than like most people. No, I'm not flexing. I'm serious, because there's like forums and stuff where like people ask questions about Pokemon ROM hacking, and it was like not too long ago I knew absolutely nothing about this, and now I'm like, I don't know. I did ARM assembly for like school once, and it was like hard, but now ARM assembly is like, oh yeah, that's easy. Understanding like how like the Pokemon games are structured like in code, and like how to change that is like easy for me, and at this point I'm like at the point where I'm like trying to do things that like no one else on the internet knows how to do, and I'm like, how did I get here? How did this happen? Please someone help me. yeah, so that's been fun, and it's been like a good way to like manage like depression and emotions and stuff. uh Eventually, if that goes well, I kind of want to just like write like a Game Boy game like from scratch. And Game Boy doesn't use ARM; it has like an entirely different processor whatsoever. So I'd have to like relearn assembly instructions. But yeah, that'd be fun. I want to like be able to play like retro games that I made on like native hardware, which would be really cool. But I'd have to like spend money to like get like at like a retro like emulator handheld for one, and then maybe like if I can find like a cheap like Game Boy Advance on eBay or whatever, then I can just have like Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, Game Boy Advance games running on native hardware. That'd be like, that's like the dream, that's the goal. So that's what I've been up to on that front. I've also written stuff for Medium, which you might have missed. So check the description. I wrote a Nuzaki-chan essay and a mini-zo to Bullshit no Yusha, which will become like a proper video essay. I needed to get the writing out first because I was like in an argument with like ReZero fans. It's a long story. You can go read that, or you can wait for the essay to come out. So a couple of things moving forward. I have a new intro. Did you like the intro? It's okay. It's a little 8-bitty, right? Because like I said, I'm obsessed with retro handhelds now. But I think it'll work. It's like I think it'll work for the time being. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. I'm gonna try and put a little bit more effort into the aesthetics of the video essays. These started as just like audio versions of the essays I've written, but a lot of people like would, if I'm going to write like a 20,000 word essay, 30,000 word essay, like a lot of people like would much prefer like an interactive kind of video format to just like dry words on text on a screen. And so I think for those people, I think they deserve a little bit more effort into like making the video essays more presentable. So that's what I'm gonna do moving forward. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. I've realized, like I've seen like a lot of video essayists who just have like professional looking aesthetics, but they're like simple enough that you can just like make them. And I think that's where I want to strive to be. In general, though, this video means that I'm officially like off hiatus. So there's like content coming. Specifically, like I said, the Bullshit no Yusha mini episode that's coming. And then obviously the rest of Bullshit no Yusha 3, and Bullshit no Yusha 4. And then I've got like all these video essay ideas planned. I've got the Misfit of Demon Academy. There's gonna be like a whole, at least an hour long on that. But I can only do that once the show finishes, so that might be just a little bit, like a couple of weeks. I'm gonna do a video essay on romance anime. Gonna do a video essay on just like sexualization in media, and trying to like start a conversation on that. I'm gonna do a video essay on like how SJWs ruin things and anime reactionaries. I've also got a channel trailer coming up and a few other things. So if you've stuck around for the wait, then the wait is almost over. So thanks so much for that. Another thing, I'm making it a regular thing that at the end of all my videos and all my essays, there's going to be donation links to things that I think are important. So like donation links to mutual aid, donation links to bail funds, donation links to charities. I had started this with the My Hero Academia essay, and like because it like coincided with the George Floyd protests, and AnnieFem actually suggested that I put like either a bail fund or like a fund for like LGBT youth, and I was like, do both, and they did, and it was like such a nice thing, and I was like, I should do that more often actually. So I was like, I'll do it until the protests are over. So first of all, there are still protests. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But second, and more importantly, even if the protests were over, like there's always someone who needs like critical support, right? Not critical support. There's always someone that needs like support somewhere. there's always people who, like, we live under fucking this unholy marriage of capitalism, imperialism, and white supremacy. There's always someone somewhere that's fucking suffering, right? So we should be able to help them however way we can. That's how I think about it. So from now on, there's always going to be some sort of charity something at the end of all of my videos. And if I know it's going to be a lot of the same people watching a lot of my stuff, so if you've already like given to like a bail fund and stuff, don't feel like compelled to like, I don't want you to feel bad for like not giving stuff, right? Because you also need to live, right? But I think in general, the more people are aware of the organizations that are actually trying to like do good things, it'll be better for them, better for me, and at least like the one little thing that I can do from here, from this corner of the internet. That's about it. So thanks again. Make sure to check me out on Twitter. If you really like what I do, then you can subscribe to my Patreon, and you can follow me on Medium for all of that sweet short stories that I'm going to be doing, and like writing advice that I'm going to be doing, general like talks on tropes and stuff. So yeah, have a great day. I'll see ya. And I sure as fuck hate the United States of America.